Hello, I'm Dr. David Thompson. Today, I want to tell you a story that I think about every time I see someone struggling with their health. I want to tell you about Martha. Martha was 72 years old when she first came to see me in my clinic in Naples, Florida. She didn't come in walking. Her husband was pushing her in a wheelchair. She looked defeated. Her skin was sallow, her eyes were tired, and she wore a thick, heavy silk scarf over her head, even though it was 85 degrees outside. Martha was at a breaking point. Her hair had thinned so severely that you could see large patches of her scalp. She told me, with tears in her eyes, that she felt she had lost her womanhood. She was so weak and so depressed by her appearance that she and her husband were touring assisted living facilities. She honestly believed she was about to enter a nursing home because she simply didn't have the energy or the confidence to live independently anymore. Every doctor she had seen told her the same thing: "Martha, you're 72. It's just aging. It's genetics. Here's a prescription for a hair growth foam and an antidepressant." But Martha didn't want drugs. She wanted her life back. Today, Martha is 74. Last month, she sent me a photo of herself hiking in the Great Smoky Mountains. Her hair. It's thick, silver, and completely natural. No wigs, no hairpieces. She is independent, vibrant, and more energetic than women half her age. What changed? It wasn't a miracle drug. It was a simple, natural method involving the timing of one single daily habit, a method that 97% of doctors usually overlook because they are trained to look for a pill rather than a root cause. In this video, I am going to guide you through the exact implementation of the nutrient timing protocol that saved Martha's hair and her independence. And surprisingly, it all begins with that morning cup of coffee. Before we go any further, I want to make sure I'm speaking to the right people. If you are over 50, if you're an office worker feeling the daily burnout, or if you're a mother dealing with that terrifying postpartum shed, please listen closely. I want you to do something for me right now. Go down to the comments and type your age, your primary health metric, like your blood pressure or energy levels, and your main symptom. Seeing your stories helps me create more targeted advice for this community. I want you to understand something very important. The thinning you see in the mirror is not an inevitable part of aging. It is not just your genes. In my experience, 90% of the hair loss I see in my clinic is actually a distress signal from your body. It is a sign that you are suffering from a deficiency in 3 specific nutrients that act as the anchor for your hair follicles. When your body is low on these nutrients, it makes a survival choice. It diverts those minerals away from non-essential things like your hair and skin to keep your heart and brain running. Your hair is the first thing your body sacrifices when it's under nutritional stress. For those of you who are new here, I have spent over 30 years as a physician and nutritional expert. I've treated thousands of patients, from professional athletes to great-grandmothers. My mission with this channel is simple: to give you the scientific tools to live a long, healthy, and independent life without becoming a prisoner to pharmaceutical drugs. I believe that the human body is a self-healing masterpiece, provided you give it the right fuel and remove the obstacles. Today, we are going to remove a major obstacle that is likely sitting right there on your kitchen counter. Let's see if your body is currently sacrificing your hair to protect your vital organs. I want you to count how many of these 5 symptoms you've experienced in the last month. 1. Cold hands and feet. Do you feel a chill in your extremities even when the room is warm? 2. The 3 p.m. crash. Do you feel a sudden, heavy wave of fatigue in the middle of the afternoon? 3. Vertical nail ridges. If you run your thumb over your fingernails, do you feel tiny raised lines? 4. Brain fog. Do you find yourself walking into a room and forgetting why you're there? 5. Pale inner eyelids. If you gently pull down your lower eyelid, is the inside pale pink or white rather than a vibrant red? Count them up and comment the number below. If you have 3 or more of these, you aren't just getting old. You are likely suffering from a combination of chronic microischemia and oxidative stress. Think of microischemia like a garden hose with a tiny kink in it. The water, or in this case, your blood, is still flowing, but it's not reaching the flowers, your hair follicles, at the very end of the line. Your follicles are literally gasping for air and nutrients. And for many of you, your morning coffee is the hand that is kinking that hose. Now, let's talk about the world's favorite morning ritual, coffee. I want to be clear, I am not here to tell you to throw away your coffee machine. Coffee has incredible antioxidants. But for a specific group of people, especially those over 50 and postpartum women, coffee can become a nutrient thief. Consider my patient Robert. Robert was a 58-year-old architect from London. He was an office worker through and through. High stress, long hours, and at least 6 cups of black coffee a day. He came to me because his crown was thinning so fast he was embarrassed to take off his hat in meetings. Robert thought he needed a hair transplant. I told him, "Robert, give me 12 weeks of changing how you drink your coffee." He was skeptical, but he followed the protocol. He didn't use any chemicals. In 3 weeks, his afternoon brain fog vanished. By week 12, his barber actually called him to ask what tonic he was using because his hair was visibly thicker and darker. Robert didn't need a transplant. He needed to stop suffocating his roots. So, what is the science here? How does a bean cause hair loss? Your hair follicles are the fastest growing cells in your body. To grow, they need an immense amount of iron, zinc, and vitamin D. Think of these nutrients like the bricks and mortar of your hair. Coffee contains compounds called tannins and polyphenol. In the right context, these are great. But if you drink coffee with your meal, or shortly after, these compounds act like a mineral magnet. They bind to the iron and zinc in your digestive tract before your body can absorb them. Imagine you have a delivery truck, your blood, trying to bring oxygen to a construction site, your hair follicle. Coffee's tannins are like a roadblock that prevents the truck from ever being loaded at the warehouse, your gut. Furthermore, caffeine triggers a spike in cortisol, our stress hormone. High cortisol tells the body to stay in fight or flight mode. In this mode, the body shuts down non-essential blood flow to the scalp. It's like turning off the irrigation system to the lawn to save water for the house fire. If you drink coffee on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, you are creating a perfect storm of nutrient malabsorption and scalp ischemia. This isn't just my observation. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 1983, and reaffirmed in later years, showed that a single cup of coffee can reduce iron absorption from a meal by as much as 39%. For women who are already iron deficient due to postpartum recovery or for seniors whose gut absorption is already declining, this 39% loss is the difference between a full head of hair and a thinning one. Another study in the Journal of Internal Medicine found that caffeine can inhibit the vitamin D receptors on the hair follicle itself. Vitamin D is the key that turns on the growth phase of the hair. If the keyhole is blocked by caffeine interference, the hair stays in the resting phase and eventually falls out. So, how do we fix this without giving up our beloved morning cup? Here is your scientific, hair-saving coffee protocol. 1. The 90-minute rule. Never drink coffee within 90 minutes of waking up. Your cortisol is naturally high when you wake up. Adding caffeine then is like throwing gasoline on a fire. Wait 90 minutes to let your hormones stabilize. 2. The buffer zone. Never drink coffee with a meal that contains iron or zinc, like eggs, meat, or leafy greens. Wait at least 1 hour after eating before having your coffee. This gives your gut time to load the delivery trucks without the tannins interfering. 3. The fat bridge. If you must drink coffee, add a teaspoon of healthy fats like grass-fed butter or coconut oil. This slows down the gastric emptying and reduces the immediate shock to your mineral absorption. 4. Hydration first. Drink 16 ounces of mineral water with a pinch of sea salt before your coffee. This primes your circulation so the caffeine doesn't constrict your scalp's blood vessels as severely. Does this surprise you? Have you been drinking your coffee first thing in the morning or right with your breakfast? Tell me in the comments. I'm curious how many empty-stomach coffee drinkers we have here. To summarize, your hair loss is not a life sentence. It is a biological puzzle. By simply adjusting the timing of your coffee and respecting your body's Anagen growth engine, you can reverse the thinning that has stolen your confidence. Remember Martha. She went from a wheelchair and a silk scarf to hiking mountains, all by focusing on these natural diet secrets. You have that same power within you. My final advice: start tomorrow. Don't wait. Your hair follicles are waiting for that roadblock to be removed so they can start growing again. If you found this helpful, please hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell. In our next video, I'm going to reveal the one orange fruit that can boost your scalp circulation by 50% in just 7 days. You won't want to miss it. I'm Dr. David Thompson. Stay healthy, stay independent, and I'll see you in the next video.